going to tell you 10 culture shocks from Swiss schools against American schools. I moved here from America, Seattle to be exact, all the way to Switzerland. Go Hawks! So now I live in Zurich, the biggest city in Switzerland, and I've been living here for 1 year and a half. So here is my school. It's called Schulhaus Egerton. It's a German name because we're in Switzerland, obviously. It's going to be like Egerton Elementary School. I am in the fünfte Klasse, which literally means the 5th grade, and I'm 10 years old. So one of the culture shocks that I bet was shocking me. So when I first went to school, they said you can't wear the shoes inside the school. Instead, you have to wear slippers. So I wear Crocs now in the school. And for gym, which is even different, you have to have your own gym shoes, and they have to have white shoe soles. In the beginning, I just used my basketball shoes because I'm like, okay, but they have black shoe soles, so we had to get other ones. And what's really surprising is most of the classes are the same, except there's a swimming lessons, and this school from, I think, kindergarten to 4th grade, and it stops at 5th grade. And there's this special class where it's actually private, and everyone has their own locker to go into. Well, there's a public locker, but you just have a locker because it's all just being naked in one room and changing. Like, that shocked me. I'm out of the school because it's way too noisy because the Swiss like doing construction and it takes forever, going days after days. Did you know that there is 4 official languages of Switzerland? German, French, Italian, and the other one that nobody knows, like, they don't like, So we'll just say you come from the French-speaking part of Switzerland and you move, we'll just say Zurich, where they speak like mostly German, then you'll have to also go into aufnahmeklasse. The aufnahmeklasse is basically just this one classroom, normally just one class, and it's just for like people that come from other places, just to learn German. So we're all in this small classroom. There's like basically 10 people inside, and they're all just learning the same German stuff, and they only are allowed to speak German. That's like basically the rule. And I was like 9 years old when it came to Switzerland, so I was still 9 years old when I was in the aufnahmeklasse. So back to the shocks. So I have an allergy to nuts. So normally in American schools, like, they have a cafeteria, they serve you food, but they make sure no nuts. Like, nuts is like poison. They cannot bring it inside the schools. So like no one can bring nuts in the schools, not even their lunch or snacks. And even there's an allergy table for people who have allergies. They have to go to that table. And there's also like birthday parties. They bring special snacks. You have to sign an allergy form, but it's way different in Switzerland, okay? So fun fact, I am literally the only person inside this whole school that has a nut allergy. Like Nutella has nuts. They feed them Nutella. It's a big thing in Europe, I think. So every Friday you just get a dessert at the school, and then like in the beginning, like my second one, I had allergies and I threw up because I had nuts in it. On Fridays, when there's something with nuts and they want me to still enjoy it, they'll just make just this one little piece without nuts, which I think is very nice. This is like my parents, like one of their biggest shocks. So on my first day going into the aufnahmeklasse, they even got me a sandwich because normally in America you can also just bring a sandwich to school and eat it. But instead, you can go to home for lunch, which is just, and you're like, how do they even have enough time? Isn't that like so much stress for the kids? Don't worry, cause the pause is 1 hour and a half. And also, they have like hordes, which is afternoon school, and they have like lunch for everybody inside the school during the lunch break, and you cannot bring any lunch to school, but you can bring snacks for the pause. So this is way different in America. In my school, you could either bring something from home to school to eat, or you can have the school food, which is just like heated up from like Costco or something like that. And it's only 30 minutes, so you have 3 times the amount of time. You have plenty of time to eat in Switzerland, but in America, you have to like kind of rush. Now, to be honest, I think the lunch system is just way better for me in Switzerland because yeah, that's so much time. There's literally a library with like 10 sit stacks, so you can just grab a book and sit on that for like your last 20 minutes. Also, in Swiss lunches, they make the food. They don't. Nothing is frozen. Only the leftovers, which they have like rarely leftovers, and like there's nothing from Costco. Even though there's not even a Costco in Switzerland, so that's not a question. Nothing ever frozen. They have to cook all the food, so the kids have really good quality food in Switzerland. Our next real big shock is from getting from us home to school is different from Switzerland. You may know that America, the parent normally takes you to school or you go on a school bus, but it's way different in Switzerland. They want you in kindergarten to try your best to walk alone to school and take the bus, the public bus. And there's like so many bus systems in Switzerland. And then they want you to go, well, see, they want you to be independent from their parent. It's so mean. Lucky for me that my school is only 2-minute walk from my home. So I really am like, whew. When I first went to school in Switzerland, they put me in a school that's a bit far away. So they get me a bus pass so I could go to school. So I have to like walk 9 minutes to this place, then take a bus for like 15 minutes to get to school. And at one point I could do this all alone, like go back and go into school. In the beginning, my parents were nervous. I had to go all the way to the school, which is really far away. But eventually, I picked it up, and it was no problem for me. So our next shock is foreign languages. In America, normally you learn English and you speak English. It's like everyone speaks English. We're gonna learn our classes in English. But Switzerland, it's different. In Switzerland, most people and their families, they speak Swiss German, and they only learn the High German, Hochdeutsch, when they're in the first grade. And High German is just the highest level of German. They speak it in Germany. And then in 3rd grade, they start learning English, and then in 5th grade, they start learning French. And like, I don't think everyone can even speak French and English that fluently. Technically, when you're in 5th grade, you have been taught 4 different languages. I've asked, hey, is it Swiss German, like in High German, the same exact thing like American and British English? It is not the same thing. So in Switzerland, there's like over 10 cantons, each having a different dialect of Swiss German, and like basically all different. High German as one word, and like in different cantons, it might be spoken completely differently. So if you move from Germany to Switzerland, you probably won't understand what they're talking about. Our next shock is school breaks. So normally in America, you get off from school on like near the end of June, and you have July and August free, and it starts on Labor Day, which is 1 week after September. But it's different in Switzerland because you're like off at like July 15 or so, and you're like only have 35 days of free time. But in the fall break, that's 2 weeks. Winter break, also 2 weeks. Spring break, 2 weeks. And like you have also a bunch of free days from Jesus. And like maybe my mom can explain some other ones. Okay, my mom said there's even another one from February to somewhere else in February. You have Sportferien or ski break to like enjoy the mountains, and that's 2 weeks. Basically, the point is in America, you have this one big break and the other ones are a bit smaller. But in Switzerland, you have this smaller one, but it's more spread out, like 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. So you might ask me what I like better, Swiss schools or American schools? And like I feel like free time is the best. It's like really hard to decide which is the best on free time, but due to the big pauses, I would rather be at Swiss schools. Ta-da! So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And also put in the comments below if you're from America, what really shocked you and shocked you the most. Feel free to use all the crazy emojis you like. So let me know and want to have more Switzerland against America videos. Just write that in the comments below. So bye.